So we just got some more news about Jordan Love. Yesterday, he was put on the Packers injury report as questionable going into Sunday's game. And considering, how bad that injury looked last week, I thought that was somewhat good news that he even had a chance to play on Sunday. And earlier today, this is Saturday, I'm making this video, Ian Rappaport came out and shared this. The Packers have downgraded QB Jordan Love to doubtful, and he won't play tomorrow. Malik Willis is expected to start, while Sean Clifford was elevated to be the backup. So I think the first time in this week that there was some thought that maybe Jordan Love could play was when Matt LaFleur brought up the fact that Malik Willis would start if Jordan Love couldn't go. So he left the door open for Jordan Love to play Sunday. It seemed like a long shot. I thought, okay, well, maybe if Jordan Love is somehow progressing much more rapidly than we would have thought, maybe there's a chance he goes. And I know many of you guys were saying in the comments that they shouldn't play him Sunday just because you don't want the Packers to, have the risk of Jordan Love sort of re-aggravating that injury, which I fully agree with. And part of me was thinking that if LaFleur was saying that maybe there was somehow a chance that the injury wasn't as bad and somehow Love had recovered quickly. It seems like that's probably not the case now that he is downgraded to doubtful and Rappaport says he's not going to play. It makes sense that Clifford is elevated. The Packers need another backup for Malik Willis. There was also some more news brought up by Diana Russini of The Athletic. And let me read what she said earlier today. It says Love's timeline and then what Willis brings. Packers coach LaFleur has kept the door open for Love to possibly return for Sunday's game against the Colts, listing him as questionable. Though I'm told, quote, that's not happening, end of quote. Love has an MCL sprain and has not been medically cleared to play. The Packers are trying to keep all competitive advantages intact, which includes forcing opponents to prepare for all their QBs. While they hope Love's is a week-to-week injury, the reality is that next week's game against the Titans is considered by those in the know to be a, quote, long shot, end of quote. The most optimistic timeline would have him back for week 4 against the Vikings if there are no snags. So this does bring me back to thinking about last Saturday when the news of Love's injury came out. All the different reporters like Adam Schefter, Tom Pelissero were saying somewhere in the 3 to 6 week range for Jordan Love's injury. And so that's why I was somewhat surprised when LaFleur said that basically he was keeping the door open for Love to play Sunday. I thought, wow, that's much quicker than those initial reports basically shared. I know many people brought up, it's gamesmanship, and I thought maybe that could be the case. But at the same time, I feel like Matt LaFleur was just leaving it open to the 1 in 100, 1 in 1,000 chance that Jordan Love somehow rapidly was healed and ready to go Sunday. I don't know if he, fully expected that to happen. I would doubt it based on Love and what it sounds like, his injury, sort of what he's dealing with right now. And so I would assume that the fact that Love was questionable going into Sunday, I would assume next week it's going to be the same thing from LaFleur, that they're going to keep it open for Jordan Love and maybe he can play on Sunday. But based on these other reports, it still seems, at least from Diana Russini, that's a long shot for next Sunday and that the most optimistic timeline is week 4 for the Vikings, which is what I shared early in the week. Adam Schefter said the most basically logical game for Love to return would be against the Minnesota Vikings. So I'm sort of just sitting back, taking in all this information. Love may or may not play next week. We still have to keep an eye on it. So it could turn out it ends up being 2-3 weeks, which I think based on the initial injury made sense. And then LaFleur's comments sort of threw things off where you're like, is he being serious? Is he being real or what's going on here? So no doubt that it helps if other teams have to prepare for both quarterbacks. And who knows if they thought Love actually had a chance to go Sunday. Did they prepare to play for Love as well or just Malik Willis? Who knows? But that is the update for today. If you want more Packers news, make sure to subscribe down below. You can also follow me on Twitter at LukeBeller3. I'll be live tweeting my thoughts during the game tomorrow with Malik Willis seemingly starting. And we'll see if he can come in and shock people. I hope that's the case. We don't know. I put out a preview earlier this week, so you can hear my thoughts on the upcoming game. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.